previous video, I talked about the importance of seeing the world rather than merely looking at the world in order to build powerful virtual reality centralizations. In this video, I want to talk about the importance of hearing as an added component of your virtual reality centralization. I'd like to start by introducing you to a man called Daniel Kish. He's one of the most remarkable men you're ever likely to meet. Although completely blind, Daniel likes nothing better than to cycle his mountain bike through some of the most perilous terrains in California. He does this by using his ears in place of his eyes through a procedure called echolocating, what he terms his flash sonar. By clicking his tongue as he speeds along, Daniel sends out pulses of sound. These sounds bounce off nearby surroundings, and when they return, they carry with them physical information about those surfaces, about its texture, its density, its location, and even its geometry. And from this information, he's able to construct in his visual cortex, that part of the brain he would use if he was sighted, to create a powerful visual, three-dimensional picture of the world around him. It's exactly as he would see if he was actually using his eyes rather than his ears. Now, I'm not suggesting we have to develop the same level of skill as Daniel Kish in order to use virtual reality, but his ability to look purely by listening and see by hearing shows how powerful our powers of hearing can be once we've trained them, and we could use these sounds stored away in our memory in order to create powerful centralizations. You see, we tend to hear what we expect to hear rather than what we actually hear in the world around us. Your brain is highly selective and tends to focus on those things which seem most important and relevant to you at that particular moment, while it's ignoring all other sounds. So in order to break this habit, try and explore the sounds around you as carefully, as intently as possible. Notice those at a distance and those closer at hand. Observe how they rise and fall, change and blend and merge into one another. Focus all your attention on your sense of hearing, and if it's safe to do so, I suggest you close your eyes to avoid being distracted by images. While listening in this way, try and avoid labeling any of the sounds you hear. For example, instead of thinking, an aircraft passing high overhead, or a dog barking close by, allow your brain to attend to the tonal quality, what we call the aural colour of the sound. At night, you might care to use your own body as a sounding board. So you'll lie quietly in the darkness, and you can focus all your attention on the sound of your breathing. Do so without making any judgment about it or labelling it, for example, as smooth or laboured. Just listen. How does it sound? How does it sound when it enters your body and when it leaves your body? Are there any differences in the sound of an inhalation and an exhalation? Train yourself to listen neutrally rather than by passing judgment on anything you hear. Once you've learned to do this, I think you'll be amazed how easy it is to train the brain to become more focused on the auditory channel rather than primarily on the visual one. In the next lesson, I want to talk about ways of enhancing your sense of taste and your sense of smell, two more vital sensory pieces of information for use in your centralization. Until then, goodbye and thank you for watching.